Hey y'all, hey. Alright y'all, so we actually done made it to the next day. It is time to get this ground beef and our meatballs canned up. So I got my meatballs in the oven. I'm gonna get ready to pull them out now. But I got my jars here, and we're gonna get those in 170-degree oven. I'm just trying to get my oven time to cool down because I just finished cooking the meatballs, and so I'm gonna be saving that grease from those meatballs. And let me see. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna leave it open some because it was just at 375. So I'm just leave it open so you can get the 170. Anyway, so we about to can up this here. So we gotta get it all jarred up first so we can get it going. We gotta get our broth going that we're gonna be adding to the meatballs. We got a couple things that we got to do. So we need to be getting on the ball. I told y'all I was gonna be waking up when my husband got up. Child, honey, that didn't happen. That did not happen. So I stayed on in that bed, baby, because honey, I was trying to get my little beauty rest on. Okay, so let's see. We need to get us some broth going. So you can use just water with this process, but I don't want to just use water. I'm going to be using some beef broth to add to it to give them flavor. That's why I was telling y'all, if you watch my video of me prepping the stuff to for this process, that's why I was telling y'all I wasn't worried about trying to add so much seasoning and salt and stuff like that to the meatballs because I knew that I was going to be adding some beef broth. So I'm going to get my pot filled up here. And we're about to get us some beef broth. Going on the stove. Now we're going to be doing us a hot pack. I'm going to taste one of these meatballs. We're going to be doing a hot pack. So good. So we're going to be doing a hot pack. So when you do hot pack, you got to do the hot meat, hot jars, hot canner, hot liquid. That's what we're going to be doing. So I'm about to get the jars in the oven. I just ain't want to stick them in there and then the oven be too hot. Might be okay. Okay, so now get this on the stove, and then we're gonna need our lids. So I'm gonna take my lids and rings. No, just the lids. I'm gonna do the lids because I've already cleaned my rings. Child, what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get some water in this pot for these rings. For the lids. I keep saying rings for the lids. Get some water in this pot for the lids. So sanitize those and get them heated up. And also I need some water in this pot while I'm at it. So I need 8 cups, so I'm gonna do 10 cups. 8 cups of water. Like I told you, I'll be doing 10 so it don't run out. Okay, so we're gonna get that done, turned on, and you want that to start heating up too. So it ain't got to boil, but you want it heated. Oh, let me set my timer for this. I was gonna do 20. Oh shucks. Set my timer for 15 minutes. I was gonna do 20. You only have to do 10 really, but I like to do 20 just to be on the safe side. So I'm gonna set my timer. For these here. Okay, set the timer for those 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes is up, we're gonna be ready to go. So I need to get my beef bouillon seasoning over in this pot. Make my beef broth, and I don't want it too salty because my meatballs already got enough flavor. I just want to have a nice little beefy flavor without the salty taste to it. I want a nice beefy flavor to put these the meatballs and the ground beef down in to give them flavor instead of just water. So we're gonna get that done mixed up, and I'm gonna give it a taste. Let's see if it's where I want it at. I just want a slight little beef taste. You don't have to be really just beefy, because you know that's salt. So you know, the more salt I add to that, the more salt is going to be going into my meatballs. Okay, so give that a little taste. Just a little bit more, and that's good to go. Alright, so that's good right there for that. So now what I'm waiting on, let me see. Oh, I need to get my rings, my lids back there in the counter, and I need to get everything set up. So I'm gonna go ahead on and do that, and I'll be back. Alright y'all, so the lids I will be using is by the brand 4 Jars. So I got my rings, I got my funnel, I got my spoon, I got my debubbler, I have my jar lifter, I need my ladle for my broth, and we're going to take these rings here and get them back here in get them back here in this here pot so they could be warming up. So I got 15 jars in the oven. I'm gonna get me. I keep saying rings, but I mean lids, y'all. So I'm gonna get me 15 lids back here in this hook. So I got my 15 lids. Okay. So now I got 10 minutes left on my jars. And like I said, they only need to go 10. I washed them yesterday already. And the heat is sanitized them, and they're gonna be sanitized even further in the oven. So we're gonna go ahead on and just pour these here out. Yep, they hot. Hold on. Sit them on this towel. Okay. Pull it out. And now we ready to go. Ready? Ready, ready, ready. Ready to go. So the broth is hot, the can is hot, the lids is going, and now we're ready to load our meatballs into the jars. And I got my ground beef right there. We're gonna do that next. Okay. So I don't know how many meatballs gonna be able to fit, but if I can get at least, let's see how many I can get in here. I know it's gonna be different because they all different sizes. But if I could do, we ain't got time for no struggling now. Let's see how many I can do now. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you still want to make sure you keep your 1-inch head space. 6, 7, 8. Get my thing here. Push them down in there. 8, 9, 10. If I can get 12, that'll be good. Move them around enough. Two more. 11. I'm trying to get them on up in there. One more. Get in that corner. I'll try to get it up in there. Okay, I got the 12. It's packed, but it's in there. Okay, so now we're gonna do the next one. So if I pay attention to how I place them in there, I might can get them all like I want to. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, stack them in like layers of 3. Oh yeah, that's working out a lot better. 10, 11. One more. Yep, that works out perfect when you just make sure you stack them in layers. 12. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we're getting 12 meatballs up in them. So I'm gonna do the rest of them so I don't bore you with this process, and then I'll come back. So now I got those jars filled, and I'm gonna go in and we're gonna do these here jars. Turn that down back there. Okay. We're gonna fill the jars with the ground beef. And I got 4 jars of the meatballs, so that was pretty good to start out with. Okay. And it's the same process. My meat right here is cool, but it's okay because the broth is hot. So I'm gonna get all these jars filled up, and then I'm gonna come back. So I don't want to make it too long. Y'all just looking at me filling with meat. You want to choose some vinegar because you want to clean the rims of the jars. I'm finna take some vinegar, pour it down in my pot. That's gonna keep my jars clean. And then you just gonna take your paper towel with 5% vinegar. You can't have nothing less than 5%. So then you want to clean those rims. Get all the oil off of them, or food that could have got on them. You want to get all that off there. That way your jars still look good. Okay. And then we about to get ready to put the lids on. That's the only thing I didn't grab. Most of my magnet. Well, we gotta add. Dang, I'm cleaning them up and I ain't even put the liquid. Hold on. Okay, going too fast. All right, so now we need to add our broth. To the jars. And you're gonna fill it up to 1-inch headspace. Then after we do this, we're gonna clean the lids. Okay. I'm about to debubble. Get all the air out the jars. And any headspace I lose, I'll be adding it back in with the liquid. Just go around the outside of the jar and all the bubbles will start popping up to the top. We got about to get our lids put on. Get the lids put on. And we got to get these bad boys over in the can off. Gonna debubble and everything. So they say good things about these lids, so we're gonna see what they're talking about. So we're gonna get all these on. Got 3 more to go. And oh, I had 12 jars. I thought I had 15. Oh, I did have 15. I ain't used them all. Okay, so now we're gonna get our rings on. Fingertip tight. Dang, come on, Wayne. Knock that one off. So get another one. That one. Just to be sanitary. Okay, so now we're gonna get all these here over into the canner. And in the bottom of my canner, I got my rack on the bottom. And then when we get ready to double stack, we'll add the other rack on top. That way we could double on top of these jars, so that we can double stack them. So my canner fits 9 on the bottom, but we got how many? 12. So I just do 6 and 6. gonna do 6 and 6. So now you take your divider, get that on top, and put the rest of the jars. I didn't even put no lids on those rings. Okay, get my rings on these too. Those over in there. Alright, so I already got my vinegar down in there. Got all my jars in there. Got jars in there. So now we're going to get our lid on. Make sure my pot is centered on the fire. Okay. And we're going to get this lid on. Okay. And now I'm going to turn my pot up on high. And once this here start, I got this here turned on steam. And once this here starts giving me a steady steam, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes and let that just steam for 10 minutes. And then when the timer's up, I'm going to set my pressure to 2. And then we're going to wait for the gauge to come up to 2. And when it come up to 2, I'm going to turn my heat down to keep it at that steady 10 pounds or a steady 2 where I want it at. And then once it get there where I want it, then we can start the canning, the cooking process. So I'm going to be canning my these pint-sized jars for 75 minutes. And so I'll come back and show y'all when we get ready to do that. Okay? So we're going to wait on that to start venting. Alright, y'all. So as you can see, I got a steady steam coming out. You probably can see it, probably can't. But I got a steady steam coming out. You see it? There we go. We got a steady steam coming out. So I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. And we're going to let that vent for 10 minutes. And then we're going to set our dial to 2. Alright, so we got 16 seconds left. And we're about to get ready to set. See the steam coming out? We're about to get ready to set this here to 2. And then we're going to wait on it to build up that pressure. Alright, timer going off. Set it to 2. And I'm going to wait on it to build up pressure. Alright, y'all, so now it done got up to 2 where I want it at. So now I'm going to adjust my heat. Turn it down so it can stay right there where I want it. And I don't want it to drop below. And once it stays there, I'm going to set my timer for 75 minutes and that's going to start the canning process. Alright, y'all, so now I got my chicken neck too. And we about to get these up canned up because they finna get ready to go in. And I ain't seen nobody can chicken necks, but I am. So I'm going to be the first one, I guess. Because I ain't seen not one video with nobody canning chicken necks. So we're just going to fill these jars up. I don't know how many I'm going to get. So I'm going to try to make sure I have the proper head space. And then we're going to just put some chicken broth down in the jars with these too. Oh, I forgot I got some onions in here. And we're going to process these for 75 minutes. I'm gonna put a little chicken broth. I really don't have to have no liquid in it. I really don't. But I'm gonna just put just a little bit. Just to make sure. I have enough liquid. Because I'm going to want that broth that's going to come off of them. So, yeah. And it's seasoned good too, y'all. I might need to add me some more water to my chicken broth over here. Because I don't want them salty. They're in the bag. Perfect size too, because I'm getting quite a bit down in here. Oh no, I'm probably ain't gonna need no liquid. That's 6 jars right there, so I'm gonna have 7 jars of chicken with it. Onions in there. Okay, so I got 7 jars. So I'm gonna just take like 1 out of them, 1 out of there, and that's gonna be it. Okay, so now I got that. So now I'm going to add a little bit of my chicken broth to each one. Just a little bit. And then we're going to have to debubble that. Now we're going to take our debubble, get that air up out of there. And the rest of the way, it'll make its own juice. I'm gonna pull some out of this one, because I know it's gonna make its own juice, so I don't want too much in them. Yes, and pull some out. Got 16 minutes left. I wish I would have, I had forgot all about I had these, because I could have put these in the kennel with the beef. And And let it all process at the same time. So air pockets up out of there. Push that liquid on now. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean my lids, my rims off with some vinegar. Make sure they're clean. Okay, so now we're gonna get the lid. Then we're going to fingertip tighten them. And this is going in next. I got 7 jars. Alright y'all, so now we're about to do these potatoes. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get them down to there, but let's see. Let me get these potatoes going. I should be able to. Oh yeah. So we're gonna do these potatoes. Get these prepped up, ready to go, so that when it's time for them to go in, they'll be ready. So today these potatoes, I'm gonna put a broth with them. You don't have to put a broth with your potatoes. You can actually dry can. And I'm doing quart size jars of these potatoes. Okay. Because I know that whenever I make some, I'm gonna need enough. So my husband loves potatoes. So it goes down up in there. So I might get 4 jars. And in that way, what I'm gonna do is just process my chicken right with it, but this have to go for 90 minutes. So yeah, but I'll just do the chicken for 90 minutes. It should be okay. So the chicken have to go for an hour and 15, so 15 more minutes, it might be all right. I know that you can do it though, because when you processing small and big jars together, you have to do the processing time for the, everything have to process at the same time for whichever one is the longest time. So, alright, so the time is up. I'm gonna turn my pot off. Don't touch it. And I'm letting it come all the way down to 0 before I open it. I'm not finna quickly steam it, vent it, or nothing. I'm finna let it come down to 0 on its own. So this is a good start on 5 jars. At least 5 to 6. I hope I get 6. So I think I'm gonna get at least about 6. It'd be nice to get 7. Might be pushing it with a 7. Yeah, we made it to 7. Hopefully it's a full jar. I think it will be though. Yes, we got 7 jars. And I got a 4th last key in these jars. Two more. We made it. We made it. Alright, so now we're going to get our liquid. Add it over to these jars. So I'm finna try to pour. Probably shouldn't be trying to do this. And it's cold. I just put it in the pot. So I have, oh, yeah, I said I shouldn't be trying to do that. How about I just put it in the measuring cup. I'll put it over in the measuring cup. And then pour it like that. So I ain't gonna add nothing but chicken broth to this. That way I can use my potatoes however I want to use them. Ooh, get over here. So I'm making a mix. Ooh. Perfect. Okay. Two more. No, 3 more. Might have to mix up a little bit more. And this right here makes a can of full. These 7. Okay, so now I want to debubble. Get the air out. All the bubbles will come to the surface. And you could do it with plain water, but I just want flavor. So that's why I'm doing mine with chicken broth. And you'll see them bubbles pop right up to the top. Don't do this, don't debubble your jar with nothing metal because you don't want to scratch or crack your jar. Gotta put some in this one. Okay, so mix up a little bit more. And get it on in there. But I'm gonna do that meat before I do this. That way the meat ain't just sitting out all the time. Okay. Let's top those back off. You want to maintain that inch head space. So I'm going to top it on. Get it back there. That one's there. Okay, so we got them all there. So now we're gonna clean up our the rims with some vinegar. I gotta put some vinegar in there. Then we're gonna get our lids and rings on. Even if you did just use water, still go around your jars with the vinegar, just to be on the safe side. Because when you gotta consume this, what you're making, you want to be as careful as you can. Now we're going to get these lids on. And I'm also trying out my lids from my golden harvest jars. This is golden harvest jars. And I'm trying those lids out to see how I like them. If they work or whatever. Because, you know, you got to try it to see. So I got 2 of those on. Let me get me some more rings. the hot water for a minute. And now our potatoes is ready to be canned. Okay? Okay. Okay? Alright, so now we got all that ready to go. Alrighty, y'all, so I've had my first jar to crack. I heard it. I don't know what made it crack, but it cracked. So my pressure came down. Open this can up. Oh man. Oh, it's the lid came off of one. I had a failed lid. Okay, that's good. As long as it wasn't no cracked jar. So we can still eat that. It's just the lid came off. Of one of the meatballs, that's what it was. Yeah. So it popped up for some reason. Don't know why. Probably was too full or something. So I ain't mad about that. Hopefully don't no more do that. Okay. So now we about to remove these out. Or it could have been too tight or something. You just never know. They couldn't get the pressure out. So one or the other. But, you know, lesson learned from things that happens. Okay. Alright, so now I need to get me a towel up here. Sit these on. Lesson learned, lesson learned. Just make sure I'm not tightening them too much. I kind of feel like that could have been a problem. It's just too tight. It sounded like the jar had cracked though. I'm so glad the jar didn't crack. This the one that did. And we got an explosion of meatballs everywhere in here, y'all. So I got to clean this can out before I can do anything else. Meatballs everywhere in there, y'all. Look. Got hamburger meat everywhere. But it's all right. At least it was only one. So I'm gonna get the rest of these out. Gonna get the rest of these up out of here. I mean, it don't, that meat, that ground beef went everywhere. I'm gonna eat those meatballs. Sure is. They make me a meatball sub for that. And then pop time, I turned the fire off. So, got all the rest of our jars. And they look like that they don't seal so far except for a couple of them. Okay, so I gotta get this can cleaned and then we're gonna get the other jars in. Alright y'all, so I got the can cleaned up. Pretty much halfway got my kitchen clean. I'm just checking my jars this time. Make sure that they're not too tight so that we don't have nothing busting on us. Okay. Let's see. Move them around. Okay, so I can actually double stack these, which is perfect. I thought it wasn't going to, but it is. So I'm about to put my small jars on top, and we're gonna let this bad boy go for 90 minutes. Everything all together with my pint size jars, I'm gonna have to go for 65 minutes because they bone in. Something ain't level. Because they bone in, but yeah, some don't look level. Let me check my jars. Okay. I thought my pot had warped, but it didn't. It was just the let me put my vinegar down in there. It was just that thing right there on the bottom one level. I guess because the big ones had made it like, oh man, it ain't gonna go. Dang. Okay, so we're gonna do these big ones last then. Because I want to get my meat up in there. Which they already in water. We ain't worried about that. We just have to worry about that meat. I ain't got to worry about nothing else. But these gonna be alright. So we just gonna get those down in there. This is the chicken necks. And we're gonna process these for 65 minutes because they got bones in them. Okay. I want to make sure I can see through that, blow through that. Get my gasket on. Make sure everything is right with the lid. Okay. Make sure the gasket up in there real good. Okay. And now I can put this here back on top. Okay. Now we about to, this is a cold can of cold jars, cold water. Everything cold. This called cold pack. So now I got my thing on vent. We're gonna turn this here on high and let it start steaming. Alrighty, y'all. So it is actually the next day. Everything did good. Everything sealed so far. My non-name brand lids, they did good. So now I'm about to take all the rings off so that I don't get a false seal. But everything sealed. Everything sealed. So I gotta clean up. I'm gonna wait a little bit more longer. I'm gonna give it, because it ain't been at least like, have it been about 12 hours? Oh yeah, for the ground beef and stuff, it should have been like, no, I need a couple more hours. No, it's been 12 hours. It's been 12 hours. I'm sorry, y'all. The brain ain't working yet. But anyway, so everything been sealed. This the potatoes that's in chicken broth. They look good. I know they're going to be good because they're going to have some flavor for whatever I'm using for. And I'm going to actually do some potatoes in plain water too, just in case, you know, just to have another flavor, just in case I don't need none in chicken broth. I'm going to do some in water too. So, but they look good, y'all. They actually look real good. They turned out really, really nicely. So I'm happy with that. And then this here is the turkey necks, how they turned out. You can't really tell. But, hey, it's going to be good eating, though. It's going to be some good eating. And then the ground beef, no, the meatballs, they look good, y'all. Look at that broth on them. And y'all know that's the fat that don't rose to the top, but no meatballs look good. And then we got the ground beef here. So now I got more meat in the sink and I'm about to get to it. About to get the canning up. This is some chicken wings and chicken legs. We're gonna can this here on up. So if y'all is enjoying this video, y'all leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about the canning videos. And also if I know y'all watching a lot of canning videos, but that's what I'm doing nowadays, y'all. That's what I'm doing. That's what I got going on in my life. I'm canning, so you know that's what you'll be seeing for a little bit. Okay, so yeah. Till the next one. This your girl Tiana. Y'all be blessed. Hit the thumbs up, the like button, and I'm out. Have a good day.